Hello friends, in this video we will learn how to install a Drupal CMS system on a Windows 10 laptop using the XAMPP web server framework. Here you can see that our website is running locally on the local host on a Windows 10 system. And you can also see the XAMPP control panel here. As you can see from here, both Apache and MySQL are running here. Now this is not the default theme. I have installed a different theme. Now we will learn how to do that. Here are the steps that we'll be doing here. First of all, if anybody is planning on moving from Drupal 7 to Drupal 10 and want to check out Drupal 10 without installing it on their web server, they can use this tutorial. The Drupal 7 is reaching the end of life by November 2023, and CKEditor is also reaching the end of life by the end of 2023. So Drupal 10 comes with a lot of improvements. One of the major one is that it will come with the CKEditor 5, which comes with a lot of other features. Now, in this tutorial, we'll be doing the following steps. First, we will learn how to install XAMPP on Windows 10 and how to configure the php.ini file so that the Apache will run smoothly on our web server, especially the Windows 10. And we will then also learn how to configure the my.ini file for MySQL. And then we'll also solve the common errors that may arise when we are installing XAMPP on Windows. For example, sometimes you will get a error saying that the PHP extensions are not enabled. We will tell you how to solve that here. And we will also tell you how to enable opcache to improve the performance. And we will also create a database using phpmyadmin. And then we will use the same database and connect it with our Drupal 10 installation. So now we'll move to installing the XAMPP on Windows 10. Before installing the Drupal 10 CMS, we should have a web server solution installed on our PC. So for that purpose, we'll be using the open source XAMPP installer, which contain the Apache MySQL combination. So you can do a Google search like this one, and you can find the required downloads on the Apache Friends website. So you can click it here and you can download the required web server stack for your platform. In my case, I will be using Windows 10. So I will have to download this one. And here, if you are using a different architecture like Linux or a Mac OS X, you can download the same thing from here. So I will be sticking only with the Windows 10. So you can click it here and it will download into your system. Now I have already downloaded the system. So I will now install it on my PC. Now after double clicking on the XAMPP installer, you will get a message like this. Just press OK. And then you can install it on the default location. So the XAMPP will install the MySQL, phpmyadmin, and the Apache web server. So you can click next. So you can install it on the default folder. Here I'll be using a Windows system, so it will be C XAMPP. It will take some time for it to install, so do wait. Now the XAMPP setup wizard has been completed. Now you can see that the setup is asking whether you want to start the control panel here, and it is already clicked. So you can start the control panel and just press finish. Now wait for the control panel to start. Now this is the XAMPP control panel. Now using this, you can start or stop the Apache or the MySQL server. Now there are other servers also like Mercury, Tomcat, etc. We will not be using any of this thing. Our tutorial will be confined only to Apache and MySQL servers. Now if I press it here, it will start the Apache web server. And if I click it here, it will start the MySQL database also. Now clicking on the admin button will take to the administration page. Now the Apache is running on the port 80443 and the MySQL web server is running on the port 3306. So I click the admin. Now it will start a browser and it will take us to this configuration page. So this is the configuration page. You can also go directly by typing localhost/dashboard. From here, we can know the various parameters. For example, we can check the PHP info and will show the version of the PHP installed on our system, and the configuration file location is here. Now, the other important thing we should look into is the phpmyadmin, which can be used for creating and administrating databases. So you can click it here. You can also go directly by typing localhost/phpmyadmin. Now this is the phpmyadmin page. From here we can create a database which is used by the Drupal CMS system. So here I will be starting from scratch, and I will be assuming that you don't have a database to connect it. So I'll be creating a database from scratch. Now you can also access the configuration file from here. For example, if I click it here, you can get the Apache configuration file. The important file which we will be using is this one, php.ini, which is used for setting several parameters. So we should know that. And the other one will be my.ini, this one, which will control the MySQL configurations. Now this is my installation directory. It's installed in the XAMPP directory. Now inside this, you can see the various folders. For example, you can find the PHP folder here. And you can also find the PHP configuration file inside this one, the php.ini. Now, all the HTML documents or the Drupal CMS will be inside the htdocs. That will be this folder. Now there is nothing inside this because I haven't added anything. So we'll be installing the Drupal in this folder, xampp-htdocs. This is the folder where your MySQL will be there. Now we are going to create a database that we'll be using for the Drupal CMS. We shall call it Drupal10_db. So click here, new. So you should give it a database name. I'll give it Drupal10_db. And you can press the create button and it will create a database. You can find that the database is here, this one. Now we should create a user which will be able to access the Drupal 10 database. For that, you have to go to the privileges, and from here you should add a user account. Click add user account. Now we should give a name. You can give any name. I'm going to give the name Steve. Now the host should be local. So localhost. Password. You can generate password from here. And you should save this password. You'll be using it later to connect with the database. So you should keep it here. Now uncheck this one, and we will not be providing any privileges here because all the privileges that we are providing will be global privileges, which we don't want to do. So go down, you can find the go button here, click it. Now here we will provide the privileges for Steve at the localhost. Database name is Drupal10_db. Now you will provide the full thing here and create, alter, index, drop, create temporary tables, log tables. Now press go. Now the creation of the database is complete. Now we will edit some of our PHP files so that it will run smoothly on a Windows 10 system. If you are installing it on a server, that portion of the thing is not required. Here we are installing it on a Windows 10 using XAMPP server. We are having this issue. Now we will change the php.ini settings. So you can go here, and from config, you can take the php.ini, this one. So this will create this particular text file. Now we'll change some of the things from here. So I have written a tutorial for this. You can find it on our Medium. I'll provide a link below. You can check it out. So we have to make the following changes. So we have to change the max execution time. That will be this one. So you can search for that one using Control F. This is 120 right now. This one. So you should change it to 600. The other one would be max input time. So you can copy it from here. I'll provide a link in the bottom. So then go to your php.ini file, press Ctrl F, find next, change it to 600. Do that for the other one also. No need to change this one. By the way, before you do this, you should back up your php.ini file. Otherwise, if you make any mistakes, you won't be able to get back from it. So I'd recommend you save it. Just give it a different name and save it in the same folder. So we have finished our PHP settings. Now you should save this file. And for these settings to take effect, you should restart your Apache web server. We'll do that later. Now we are going to configure the MySQL my.ini file. So you can go here. From here, you can click the config and find the my.ini. By the way, the file is available right here. If you have installed on C-XAMPP, it is installed this folder, MySQL bin my.ini. So we have to change this particular file, and I will recommend you back it up. You should back up the my.ini before you do that. You can go to the folder and copy it, give it a different name, and save it. Now use the Control F. Now we have changed all of the parameters. Now we save the my.ini file. And now we stop both the Apache and the MySQL. And then we will restart it. Now the settings would take effect. Now in the next section, we'll be downloading the Drupal 10 from the website. So you can do a Google search. Go to the Drupal website. Click on download Drupal 10. Yeah, from here downloads, you can either download the tar.gz or download zip. I have already done that. So you can unzip the file and will create a folder, something similar to this one. Version number will be different depending upon your time of download. Now we will copy this thing to the htdocs folder of the XAMPP. So you can go here and you will copy this folder, and you can go to XAMPP htdocs. Find htdocs. That will be this one. And you just paste it here. Now I have copied the Drupal installation file into the htdocs folder. Now I will rename this one because I don't want to type all these characters. So there is no other reason, just rename it so that it is easier to type. So I'll rename it as Drupal-10. Now you can check it. This is inside this one, htdocs. And now inside that one, you will get Drupal. So the file will be something like, the path will be something like this, sorry. Now we will install the Drupal 10 file. For that, you have to go to your web browser. From there, you can type it, localhost hyphen, the name of that folder. Here, in my case, it will be Drupal-10. Then press enter. Now we have started the installation. So you can choose your language, which is English. So save and continue. Now you can select the type of installation. Just go with the standard one. Press save and continue. Now we have found some errors. So it is saying that the Drupal requires you to enable PHP extensions. So we have to enable the PHP extensions. And we also have to change the PHP opcode caching. This is a warning, but you should enable that. So we will do that now. For that, you have to go to the control panel and go to the admin section. Sorry. You have to go to the config section and you have to find the php.ini. And from that, you have to find this GD. So you can search for it. Just search GD and you can find it here. So you can see that this is commented out. So you have to remove this semicolon. And if you click it, and you have to save the php.ini. So we are not using the semicolon here. So it should be extension equal to GD. Now we will save the php.ini file, and then we have to restart the Apache server to make sure that this effect takes place. Now we have to change the PHP opcode caching also. So you have to change a few lines. For that, you have to go to you have to add this particular line. Now this is available from our website. I'll provide a link. So you should copy this one. Then you should add that to the end of the php.ini file. So now you can save this one, stop the Apache server, restart it. Now you can refresh it. You can refresh the page. Now we have solved that problem. Now we will connect our database with our Drupal. So we will be using MySQL. So click this one. And now you have to give the database name, which will be Drupal 10_DB. So this one, Drupal 10_DB. Now you have to give the database username. That would be Steve. Now we also have to give the password for that one. That's why I asked you to save it. I'll put the password here. Now press save and continue. Now the installation of Drupal has started. It will take some time to complete. So wait for that. After that, we will configure the site. Once the Drupal is completely installed, you can give your site a name. Here I'll just give it my site. So then you should give a site email address. And then you should create an admin account or a site maintenance account. So I will call it admin and I'll give it a password. You should give a strong password. Here it is just for my tutorial purpose. So I'll be giving just the name password. So the default country, you can put your own country. Here I will be putting India. Default time zone is Kolkata. Then you can press save and continue. Now the website is complete. Now we are inside the admin account, as you can see from here. Now you can create your content or you can change your appearance. So if you want, you can go to the content. And from here you can add new content. For example, article or local page, basic page. So you can give a title. You can use CKEditor 5 and you can type something. Now the article is live on my site. So this is how you install a Drupal 10 on a Windows 10 PC.